created to have some fun together, sharing and singing. So, join and enjoy.
Our love for opera brings us together. Thanks for being with us in this trip.
Okay, so what is this bonus episode about? I'm not sure how many of you, probably a good number of you, didn't have the chance or haven't taken a look at our video that we had in February. We had a small program, a small concert where we had couple of Katya's students joining Katya and I, and we were having lots of fun. Many things didn't work as we wanted. In fact, if you recall, the pianist, who of course had all the scores in his hands, at the very last minute or the prior day, reported he had an accident, and so he was unable to attend. And so I had already traveled to Katya's. That's where everybody was except for me. The pianist was also from the same city, so we decided not to cancel the recital, the music we were having for you all. And then we had some other technical problems throughout the whole concert. On the one hand, that is the challenge that we faced in regards of the accompaniments. We would have loved to have the pianist, but a pianist with a bruised hand is not going to be able to make it. Of course, we understood. And so we had to use recorded music for that time. And above all that, if that wasn't enough, I also, since that's something that I like to do most of the time, I had them, I mean Katya and her two students joining me first for the Tarantella, which I know that many people liked, enjoyed. Te coman los mengues, maldita la araña que tiene la barriga, pinta una guitarra, bailando se cura, te hondo dolor. ¡Ay! Malaya la araña que a mí me picó. Tararararán, tararararán, tararararararararán. So we'll have plenty of fun, and that's why, like, for activating everybody. But we wrapped up with another piece of music, which is Volvere, composed by our very much dear composer María Grever, and both of the songs that I had for me, which were the Tarantella and Volvere, I had them join me, and the truth, and it is completely true, I can tell you that at no point in time, they knew they would be joining me for something, but they really didn't know what they were expected to do, neither had they seen the music sheets before we actually recorded the program. So it was really for them a moment of shock, a moment of trying to understand what is this guy willing me to do. And so you may have noticed, I'm sure you all noticed, that they were in a way struggling in trying to understand what the music was about, how to sing it, and even worse, I did a couple of changes in the music and the score so that we could pass the message that I wanted. Unfortunately, with all the components above, the technical problems, the improvisation on the music for the inside, me doing changes on the tone and the tempo, we really didn't do what I was expecting to happen for that song. And I think that is very unfair because Maria Grever's song is absolutely phenomenal. So trying to make it up for you, we are having this bonus episode with the purpose of sharing with you more quietly and giving it enough time to pass the message on this song Volvere, composed by Maria Grever. And so back in February, I was explaining that the opening, and this is pretty much the style of Maria Grever, it is very, the way she composes, it is actually very close to how we speak Spanish in Mexico. The rhythm, the accent, the use of words, it's pretty natural indeed. So I was also explaining that we wouldn't go full tenor, full soprano, full operatic singer here because that's not the style and it sounds way too much for a composition that is so delicate as this one in Volvere. And so I was sharing that these words, yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho, mucho has llorado, y sé que habrás pensado que al fin te olvidaré, pero es que no comprendes que estamos tan unidos que el día que menos pienses a tu lado estaré. That is just poetry, of course, provided that most of you do not speak Spanish. It would be very difficult for you to understand how the rhythm and the natural sound of Spanish is in here, but believe me, this is truly a poem. Yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho, mucho has llorado y sé que habrás pensado que al fin te olvidaré, pero es que no comprendes que estamos tan unidos que el día que menos pienses a tu lado estaré. And this very, very beautiful opening, almost as I was trying to explain, almost like parlato in Spanish, is what María Grever gave away for us. Yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho, mucho has llorado y sé que habrás pensado que al fin te olvidaré, pero es que no comprendes que estamos tan unidos que el día que menos pienses a tu lado estaré. And if you remember, I was also suggesting that hereafter a tu lado estaré, that we should be doing allegato because the following phrases in terms of words and the following notes that we are going to listen is what, from my perspective, it's a lullaby. That's what I was explaining at the end of the concert. María Grever gave us a lullaby, only it is a little hidden. And since it is a lullaby, you cannot do something very harsh, tremendously out loud. It has to be more calm. So, que el día que menos pienses a tu lado estaré. Volveré como vuelven las más inquietas olas envueltas en su espuma, tus playas a bañar. Volveré como vuelven las blancas mariposas al cáliz de las rosas, su néctar a libar. por la noche, cuando estés tú dormido, acallando un suspiro, tus labios a besar, para que nunca sepas que estuve allí contigo, como otra inquieta ola, me perderé en el mar. So let's go back a little in the lyrics. So in the opening he says, yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho, mucho has llorado, y sé que habrás pensado que al fin te olvidaré. So I know that for my absence you have cried so much. You have cried a lot for me not being there. And I also know that you think that I will end up forgetting you. In this long time that I have not been here, and after you crying that much, you are still certain that I will forget you. But why are you asking that? Have you not understood that we are so one together that one of these days I will be back to you? And after that, que a tu lado estaré, then comes the beautiful melody of Volvere como vuelven las más inquietas olas. And it is important here that it is not only the words that are saying that the beautiful waves from the sea will go back to the sand and the beach. Not only like they do, I will go back to you that same way. And I was saying this is a lullaby. Volvere como vuelven. But also the way the melody flows makes us think of the sea, of how the waves reach the beach. Just notice again how this is going. Volvere como vuelven las más inquietas olas, envueltas en su espuma, tus playas a bañar. Volveré como vuelven las blancas mariposas. Here, María Grever made a change. Instead of repeating about the waves going back to the beach, las más inquietas olas envueltas en su espuma, tus playas a bañar. Now she has changed the words to how the butterflies go back to the roses. That's the new image she uses in the song. Volvere como vuelven las blancas mariposas al cáliz de las rosas, su néctar a libar. And then there is a change in the mood because of after the ta ta da ta 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 ta, then it is a little more rush, and she says, volveré por la noche cuando estés tú dormido, acallando un suspiro tus labios a besar. This is, and sorry to insist, this is truly a poem. So I will go back at night when you are already sleeping, and then I will I will quiet your whispers with me kissing your lips. Me kissing your lips will seal the sound that comes out of your breath when you're sleeping at night. If you notice, this is somehow a little passionate, if you want, but still in a very beautiful, good taste in the music of María Grever. Volveré por la noche cuando estés tú dormido, acallando un suspiro, tus labios a besar. And there comes a phrase, para que nunca sepas que estuve allí contigo, como otra inquieta ola me perderé en el mar. Me, after having kissed your lips, so that you will never know that I was back there with you, just like the waves have reached the beach, I will go back and get lost in the sea. In a way, this is a sad message, because after saying, okay, so I am absent, you're crying for me, we are so one together that I will never forget you, and the least moment that you think about it, I will go back to you, I will get back to you in a night when you're already sleeping, and I will seal your lips with mine. But for you to never know that I was back there with you, I will go back to the sea and get lost as it would do any wave back there. In a way, from my interpretation, I feel like the person María Grever is talking to in the song is already dead. I think she's making reference in a way to a supernatural encounter, provided that they loved themselves a lot, but it's really not. He's not going back anytime, and that's why he says that she will never notice, and maybe only his spirit will go back there to seal the lips of the woman he always loved. Why don't we listen to it from the beginning, because I have interrupted it too much. With those words, volveré como mar, I will go back to you as the same way does the sea. We also need to remember that María Grever, in a way, composed many autobiographical music. I think that is the case of this extraordinary, beautiful song, Volvere. And so this is what I wanted to prepare for you as a bonus material for this month, just to give you a more in-depth analysis of what we presented at the end of our concert back in February, when not everything was on our side to do it. And I can also tell you that the young baritone asked for the score, for me to provide him a copy. I think he's going to make it part of his repertoire. That would be extraordinary. I think it works much better with medium voices as a baritone. The tenors, we are usually way too high for this music, but I think that anything that promotes such beautiful music, such as María Grever's, is always welcome.
You can follow our channel for the latest updates and more content. Opera We Love Singing, in just one word. Link in the description of the episode.